What's going on? We'll make it to another view, and today is another installment of my top 100 favorite movies of all time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, oh my gosh, we are in it. We are in it. If you saw from the title, we are in the top 30. These are my favorite of the favorites. I love all of these movies so much. I'm so excited to talk about them. But first off, we did it. We did it. We hit 500 subscribers, and guys, it really does just mean the world. This has been a very tough year for everyone, not just myself, but everyone. A lot's happened, and YouTube has been a thing that I have done as an outlet, as an escape from all of the bad. I've made a lot of friends this year on YouTube, and hitting a milestone like this is really just, it's a big deal for me. It's a way bigger deal than you guys know. And I know 500 doesn't sound like the biggest number. It doesn't sound all flashy and like, I'm not getting millions of subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but 500 is something that I never thought I would hit. You guys know for the longest time, I was striving to get to at least 100. And that was tough to get to 100. It took me, I think, 4 years of doing YouTube to get to 100 subscribers. And then in the last 2 years, thanks to Josh from Everything Movies, who shouted me out in his videos, and just the film community in general, I've grown a lot, and am very fortunate to be able to sit here today with half of 1,000 subscribers. It really does mean the absolute world. And there's been many times when I've thought, I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. Is this worth it? I don't really like it. But two things have remained. I love movies, and I love to talk about movies, and you guys are giving such great support. Those are the two things that have kept me on the YouTube grind, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. I'll do like a special video maybe at the end of the year. I've got a lot of videos I want to make before the end of December, so I'm gonna try my best to maybe do like a 500 subscriber special or something. But actually, you know what? No, that's what I'm going to make the 500 subscriber special like the montage of my top 100 favorite movies of all time, because I really want to edit that a lot, make it really good, get some cool music, get all the cool clips. That video is going to take a while to edit, so that's going to be my 500 subscriber special. It's going to be the montage of all 100 of my favorite movies of all time. But again, just thank you guys so much. I mean, a lot has happened, and I can always come back to YouTube. I can always come back to YouTube. I have my friends on YouTube. I have you guys, and I can just sit in front of a camera, talk about my favorite movies, and just have conversations with you guys, and it just means the absolute world. I'm gonna stop on a tangent on that. Today, we are talking about 30 through 21. Guys, we are in the thick of it now. We are getting into the good stuff. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to catch up from last episode. I'm going to tell you guys 40 through 31 if you did not watch the last episode, and then we will get into the next 10. I'm not giving big reviews on these. I'm just kind of telling you a few things I really liked, why they are where they are, and then I'm moving on. So don't expect huge reviews on these. But without further ado, let's just kind of catch you guys up. So the last episode we did 40 through 31, obviously, as I talked about. Number 40 was How to Train Your Dragon. Number 39 was Knives Out. 38 was Spotlight. 37 was Marriage Story. 36 was Monsters, Inc. 35 was 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. 34 was National Treasure. 33 was Toy Story. 32 was The Florida Project. And 31 was The Nice Guys. So without further ado, let's get into 30 through 21. So coming in at number 30 is BlacKkKlansman, one of my favorite films from 2018. Fantastic performances from a not as well-known John David Washington. He's very well-known now because he is the protagonist in Tenet. And a fantastic performance by Adam Driver. The story is amazing, and it's based off a true story, and it's like a really amazing story of how it all went down. Spike Lee, this is probably my favorite Spike Lee movie. I have not seen a lot of Spike Lee movies, so just bear with me there. But this is probably my favorite of his that I've seen. He directs it very well. The story, the writing is very compelling. It's funny at some times, even though it's a very serious subject matter, and I just really enjoy it. It's such a good, well done movie, and it comes in at number 30 on my list. Coming in at number 29 is Looper. I believe I had this in like my top 15 last year, so that just shows how much this list has changed. But besides that, it's still a fantastic movie. I mean, the premise is something so unique and original, something I've never seen before. Great direction by Rian Johnson, who has now done The Last Jedi and Knives Out, which I talked about in the last episode. Great performances by Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis, and it's just, in general, such a creative story and a creative world. The world building is so well done that you don't have to really get into a lot of detail, but the detail they give you is enough to know what is happening. I really like that and respect that in a film when it gets right into it. It tells you what's going on. And just the story in general is just bonkers. It really, really is. If you have not seen this, I know it's popular-ish, but I don't think it's really, really popular. So if you have not seen Looper, I would highly, highly recommend it. It's such a fantastic film, and it comes at number 29 on my list. Have we had an MCU drought? I think we have. Coming in at number 28 is Captain America: Civil War, Avengers 2.5. It's an amazing film. It's the second film from the Russo brothers. Obviously, we talked about Winter Soldier back earlier in the series, but this is just, it's a brilliant film in the fact that there are real stakes here, and you have two heroes that you love that are on completely different opposite aisles of an argument. And it goes to the point where they end up fighting each other. Great action in this. The airport scene is one of my favorite sequences in all of the MCU. The finale between Bucky, Cap, and Iron Man is not only emotional, but impactful, and it just leaves you heartbroken. And it really does set us up for a brilliant reunion between Steve and Tony in Endgame. I love this film. It's amazing, and it comes in at number 28 on my list. Coming in at number 27 is Mission Impossible Fallout. Not only is this a great Mission Impossible movie, and by far my favorite Mission Impossible movie, it's one of the greatest action movies, I would argue, of all time. And I don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that. Tom Cruise is unstoppable. He cannot be stopped. I've tried. He can't. He's a machine. Every Mission Impossible, you think they've done the most they can do, and then they just up it by 10 each time. You have him doing a halo jump on his own. That's insane. And then you've got the helicopter sequence. You've got hanging off the side of a cliff. It's brilliant. You've got the luscious, and I mean luscious, Henry Cavill mustache. Oh my God. And then the reloading of the arms in the bathroom sequence. Oh my gosh. This movie's memed a lot, but it's in a different spectrum because it really is that good of a film. It's a brilliant continuation of that trilogy. We started with Ghost Protocol and then Rogue Nation and then Fallout. That trilogy, a brilliant, I don't know if I would say conclusion. I think the story might be over, but there's more coming out, so it may continue. But it's brilliant. It's a brilliant movie. The action is amazing, and I really, really like it. And it comes in at number 27 on my list. Coming in at number 26 is Hell or High Water, a modern-day Western that packs some really emotional punches. We've got Chris Pine and, what's his name? Ben Foster? Is it Ben Foster? Yes. Chris Pine and Ben Foster are brothers that are just trying to get money for their home, and it leads them to rob banks, and there's a big shootout. It's a very subtle film. It's not a lot of action. It's a lot of dialogue, a lot of quaint moments. But that works because in the end, when certain things happen, and I'm not going to spoil it, it's earned emotionally. If you watch the film, you know what I mean. But those things are earned because of the slow-ish pace, the very quaint nature of the film. It's a Western that is not very action-packed. And, fantastic performances all around. It's written beautifully. It's shot beautifully. It's a highly, highly, highly underrated film. If you've not seen this film, you need to go watch it. It's brilliant, and it comes in at number 26 on my list. Coming in at number 25, we are into the top 25, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it. We are into the top fourth of this list. We made it. Coming in at number 25 is The Peanut Butter Falcon, one of my absolute favorite films of last year. A very heartfelt story. Not just the story itself, but the story of how it got made. Man, I love me some Zach Gottsagen. He is fantastic. Shia LaBeouf gives a brilliant performance in this film, and it's just a heartfelt kind of buddy road trip film about a kid with autism that just wants to wrestle. And it brings out very emotional moments. There's funny moments. I love the dialogue. And just watching Shia with Zach and watching them work, it's just beautiful. It really is. It's a beautiful movie. It's nothing too spectacular in terms of action or anything like that. It's a very quaint, quiet, small movie that is fantastic. I absolutely adore this film. I need to watch it again. I need to revisit it. I haven't revisited it in a while. It's absolutely brilliant. I absolutely love it. It comes at number 25 on my list. Excuse my running nose. I've had a bit of a cold the last few days. Coming in at number 24 is Invincible. I'm going to say by far the most underrated movie on this list, because a lot of people don't know about it. It's Mark Wahlberg playing Vince Papale, who was a bartender turned Philadelphia Eagle. It's my favorite sports movie of all time. It's so good. It's a Disney movie too, believe it or not. Back when they were doing all those like really feel-good sports movies, it's a Disney movie. The performances are great. You feel the emotion. It's a sports movie. You feel the moments that matter, and you feel for Mark Wahlberg's character. He's down on his luck. He just lost his wife. He's a substitute teacher that gets fired, and he has to work at a bar. But then he gets a shot, and it's absolutely brilliant. I love this movie to death. I know a lot of you have not seen this movie. I know you haven't, so go see it. It's amazing. I absolutely love it, and it comes in at number 24 on my list. Coming in at number 23 is Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I bought this on Criterion this year. I've heard so many great things about it. I watched it, and I fell in love. This is one of the most tragic love stories I have ever seen, and it's brilliant. It is in French, I believe. It has like French subtitles, but don't let that take away from it. It's a beautiful love story about two women, one who is about to go get married and one who is a painter trying to paint her, and they fall in love, and it's just beautiful. The final minute of this film is absolutely heart-wrenching, but also happy at the same time, and it's just shot gorgeously. It's a gorgeous looking film. It really is. It's gorgeous. It's acted brilliantly, and it's written amazingly. And again, like the last minute of this film is it's awesome. It made me cry, almost made me cry. But yeah, I had a very visceral reaction to it, like a good one, not a bad one. I was just like blown away with how much I truly loved this film. It's really, really good. You guys should go check it out. It's on Criterion, and it's also on Hulu, and it comes in at number 23 on my list. Coming in at number 22 is The Godfather Part 2. This is just a brilliant film. I like it better than the first one. That may be a hot take for some people, but I know that they go back and forth. I like the second one better than the first one. It's the longest of the three. I love watching the intertwining stories. We watch the rise of Michael Corleone after Vito has died. So we watch his rise into, the mob boss of the family. And we also have the story of Vito. We have played by Robert De Niro in this film. We have the young Vito, and we see him grow into what he was in the first film. The intertwining of those stories is fascinating. I don't usually like non-linear storytelling and going back and forth, but for this it worked because we were watching two stories simultaneously play out. And I really enjoyed it. Fantastic performances overall. I think De Niro is fantastic as a young Vito. I think Al Pacino is just brilliant in this entire trilogy. And this is it's one of the most influential, just amazingly made films in all of film history, I would say. And I'm not just saying that lightly. I really do think so. It's brilliant. It's amazing, and it comes at number 22 on my list. Coming in number 21 is The Departed. It's kind of just like The Godfather. The performances in this are brilliant. The story is very captivating. But the thing that does it is the ending. So many twists and turns happen that I couldn't even get my head around at the beginning when the reveals were being made. But then once everything settled, it is just amazing. And I love me some Marky Mark with a Boston accent being an asshole. It's just so funny. Scorsese, this is one of his best films. It's not my favorite Scorsese film. There's one other one that I'm going to talk about in my top 10. But this is definitely a fantastic film from Scorsese. It really is. Look, I don't think Scorsese's bad. I like a lot of Scorsese's films. Legitly. I think that there are some really, really good gems that he has come out with. But it's a great movie, and it comes in number 21 on my list. Guys, that is it for the episode. Let's run it back real quick. 30 is Black Klansman, 29 is Looper, 28 is Captain America Civil War, 27 is Mission Impossible Fallout, 26 is Hell or High Water, 25 is The Peanut Butter Falcon, 24 is Invincible, 23 is Portrait of a Lady on Fire, 22 is The Godfather Part 2, and 21 is The Departed. Let me know down below in the comments, what do you think of this section of the list? What do you think of the films I have in my 30 through 21? Do you think they should be higher? Do you think they should be lower? Do you love them? Are they your favorite of all time? Let me know down below. But guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for taking the time to click on the video. Thank you for 500 subscribers. It really means the absolute. But guys, that's pretty much it. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next video.